Gunga bomb. Wait. Hey D, hey Bing, head of our hey Ma, hey NG, hey One， 到哪都是贵宾，我是一个比地球更高的卫星。嘿Zwan， yeah AP， 按下抱抱按钮让敌人追击，电话那个响开个跨会议，先给压账或者看看汇率。你的老板他要给我面子，来读外来网从来不受任何限制，和我近距离接触只能通。
And those are the starting lineups, so kick back, get your popcorn ready. We'll be back in just a moment.
Number 11, Malik Monk.
And welcome everyone to the NBA on 2K Sports. Brand new season. So glad to have you with us on this journey. Joined by Grant Hill, Clark Kellogg, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. This is Brian Anderson. With us tonight, as versatile a broadcaster as she was a player, Candace Parker. Hey, Candace.
Hey, Brian, what's up? Thanks so much for the shout-out.
Now the opening lineup for the Brooklyn Nets. Harrison Durant in as the forwards. Kyrie Irving out there with James Harden. And it's Griffin in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Lakers, the big three for this team all out there. Westbrook the point, LeBron and AD sliding in at the forward spots. Malik Monk is out there with Dwight Howard. Well, Candace, you'd be hard-pressed to find a player who's transformed as many teams as LeBron James. Entire franchises have changed overnight when he's come to town.
Yes, and that's the impact that LeBron James has had on basketball in general. I mean, on the court, yes, but even off the court, if you think of what he's accomplished. This is a guy that you want to be your teammate. This is a guy that obviously has etched his name as one of the greats in NBA basketball.
And the first player to earn $1 billion in his career.
And that's a lot of money, BA.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Durant. Here's James. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Howard. From deep three-point range. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
The brilliant vision and court awareness on display. James, he excels at hitting the open man.
Rejected by Westbrook. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. An outstanding defensive play to earn the mobile one block.
And that kind of rejection early on energizes your squad. The coaching staff just loves this kind of hustle.
Here's Durant. All right, Candace, you look at James Harden. He's shown he can carry the load for a team. But now in Brooklyn, he doesn't necessarily need to do that every night.
Well, we've seen how important James Harden's role is. Yes, he can go out and get you 40 on a nightly basis. He can go out and get you 40, 20, and 20. Easy. But for Brooklyn to win, he's the one that controls the tempo of the game, passes up good shots to get great shots. And they really missed him last year in the playoffs.
Basically became their point guard. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the floor. Here's Irving. Uses the glass on the layup.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
Howard in the high post. And it's Howard finishing it off.
I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Harden against Westbrook. Harris outside. Back to Harden. Over Westbrook. And it's on the assist by Harris. Candace, we see so many different coaching styles. To you, what's the most important quality in a head coach?
The most important quality in a head coach, especially nowadays, is to be able to connect with your team. You have to be able to connect to know what they need on a nightly basis, know when to push, know when to bring them back down into reality, and how to set the tone. So I think that is so important, especially in this generation.
Griffin with it, now guarded by Monk. And Durant slams it home.
Now this is impressive. Durant showing you all of that creativity with that one.
How about that strong defensive performance for this half's mobile one block?
That'll put some fear into the shooters, and he made sure to do it early, too.
Ooh, rejected by Harris. Here's Harden. James with the block. Now Westbrook. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
Well, you watch Westbrook play, and he seems like he's relentlessly hungry and borderline angry. He never settles, always in full attack mode.
That one misses for Westbrook. Well, Candace, every NBA fan has their own opinion of Russell Westbrook. But player to player, you have to be a fan of his passion. He brings it each and every night.
He brings it each and every night. And there were questions at the beginning of his career if he was going to be able to sustain that level of passion. In BA, he has on a nightly basis. He attacks the rim like he did his rookie season.
Let's face it, you can't do what he does every night if it's not authentic. You can't fake that kind of effort.
I'm telling you, passion is a skill.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
The officials were right on top of that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Lakers.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
Another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the ball and piling up the assist.
And it's tied up with that one.
Boy, what a journey it's been for Irving. An all-star, a champion. He's played on the U.S. national team and even did a little acting along the way.
Ariz is checked in for the Lakers. Bazemore comes in for Russell Westbrook. Here's Rondo. Oh, it's blocked by Aldridge. Here's Jordan.
He's not an easy guy to get a shot up and over. Aldridge has those long arms, and his timing's good, too.
Grab that one. However, so far they're getting a little out-hustled on the boards.
And because it's still early, I wouldn't read too much into it. There's still a lot of game left.
Brooklyn making some changes. Johnson, he's checked in for Aldridge. And it's Brown in for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, you know, the Australian Mills continues to prove his value. I mean, he's extremely good in the locker room. He hustles all the time. And he's a guy who earns and demands respect because of his attitude and consistency.
Here's Mills. Ariza pulls down the board.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
Here's Anthony. Again, the Lakers score.
Well, you got to respect the jump shot of Anthony because he's got the ultimate green light. And because of that freedom, he's a dangerous guy on the perimeter.
Now here's Mills. Here's Claxton. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Well orchestrated. And then the pass is right on the money.
The Lakers trail.
Brooklyn foul.
Nunn's checked in for Rondo. Millsap, he's checked in for Brooklyn.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
24 seconds left in the first quarter. Jordan with the bucket.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Good shot selection is often the result of great execution.
Outside Nunn. Down low. And Anthony gets it to go on the assist from Nunn. Anthony's got his second basket.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Yeah, impressive shot there by Harris. He's in the league to make the hard shots, not just the open.
The first quarter all wrapped up, and it's been an exciting game so far. It's the Nets leading by just 2. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And the imagination of Kyrie Irving finishing around the rim, he says it goes way back.
I just go back to being in my backyard and, just practicing all my layups or all my finishes. That's what I go back to. I mean, this is when I'm in that situation, I kind of feel like the attitude I get is this is what I do.
Hey, can't you just picture Kyrie as a kid stretching the limits of his creativity?
I can. And legend has it, growing up, Kyrie's backboard had a corner busted off, so he learned to put spin on the ball to finish around it.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
Yeah, you know what? Makes it really easy for the coaching staff in that case. No adjustments needed. Just keep on keeping on.
They've got Kent Bazemore, Trevor Ariza out there with Carmelo Anthony. Then there's DeAndre Jordan, and it's Nunn in at the point. That's the group for the Lakers to kick off the second quarter. Now here's Johnson. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. Candace, the Lakers were able to get LeBron James and then Anthony Davis to join the team. How huge is the draw for players to come and play in L.A.?
Well, first and foremost, it's L.A. It's the city of angels. You win here, you are a winner forever. And to play with guys, especially LeBron James, who's a willing passer, he makes his teammates better. And Anthony Davis definitely has a solid future here with L.A. I mean, I would love to join them.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
All right, B.A. Russell Westbrook last season said titles won't define him. He said, quote, I grew up in the streets. I'm a champion. I don't have to be an NBA champion. My legacy isn't based on what I do on this court. It's what I do off the floor. How many people I'm able to impact and inspire.
Different perspective, Allie. Good stuff. Timeout called. Brooklyn.
Adjustments are a part of every game and every quarter of a game. I think Coach sees something here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
And your Lakers girl.
And the Lakers will go for a different look here. Howard's checked in for Jordan. Davis comes in for Anthony. LeBron, he's checked in for Ariza. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Bazemore. So Brooklyn going with almost an entire new group here. Griffin, he's checked in for Millsap. Kyrie Irving comes in for Mills. James Harden, he's checked in for Harris. And Aldridge is subbed in for Brown. Now here's Westbrook. Lets it go from the wing. Here's Davis, and a good offensive board, and he gets the bucket. Davis has gotten his second bucket on the night.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Well, some time now has passed since the WNBA bubble, Candace. Looking back at that time, what stands out the most to you?
Well, for the last 6 or 7 months, we weren't allowed to say bubble in my household. It was a unique experience, one that I am very happy to have been a part of. Just in terms of what that season meant to the WNBA and just in sports and social justice and everything that the country was going through at the time. So to be a part of that was great, but just one time, not again.
Well, the WNBA crowned a champion, and maybe most importantly, as always, a leader in the social justice movement.
The moment AD gets to the rim, you can pretty much count the 2 points.
Count it. Irving's got 10.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
Double team on James. Pass to Davis. And finished off by Davis.
Well, you describe AD's games and you start running out of superlatives. I mean, when this guy is healthy, he dominates in a different fashion, but in similar ways to Tim Duncan. His mid-range shot is very solid. I mean, for some reason, the defense let him have it.
And the call will be against James Harden. That'll be a second foul of the game. And the Lakers making a change here. Monk's checked in. Claxton, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Kevin Durant comes in for Johnson. Durant against James. Going inside. Out of bounds. As Los Angeles keeps possession.
Los Angeles ball.
1:43 left to play in the second quarter.
He had a decent start, but this quarter has not been kind.
Second chance opportunities. LeBron's acute instinct for the game shows up everywhere.
Claxton can't get it to go. Well, Candace, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your insights into the game.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure.
It doesn't get much better than a visit from Candace Parker.
Oh, man, she's forgotten more about basketball than most people will ever remember. One of the true greats.
1:06 left in the first half. The Lakers in the lead. James with the ball. Irving picks him up. Monk passes to Westbrook. Here's Howard. Back to Monk. And another three for the Lakers.
And they're just staying with possessions on the offensive glass and getting rewarded for it. You have to love the hustle.
We've often heard it said that sometimes it boils down to who wants it, but who wants it is also tied to putting yourself in position to go get it.
Here's Westbrook following the bucket by the Nets. Shoots over Harden. And too long on the shot.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Monk with a steal. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Ooh, LeBron with the slam.
Well, good effort that time by Monk. Ignites the break. Like to see more of that from the former first-round pick.
Rejected by James. Unloads from 13. Here's Howard, and it's Howard finishing it off.
There are not many better on the offensive glass than Howard. He's a flat-out beast, especially if you don't box him out.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers. They have a nice 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter, and it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks. I'm here with Frank Vogel, and Coach, the offense seemed to get on track in the second quarter. What changed for you?
We just settled down offensively. It seemed like we had some nerves early on in the game. We were attacking the paint, trying to play extra pass basketball, but we were a little hesitant. I thought we just settled down in this quarter.
Hopefully more aggressive in the second half. Thanks.
Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. And they kept it close, trailing by, at the most, 4 points. In the second quarter, they turned on the afterburners, making a big charge to jump ahead and build a 9-point lead for themselves at halftime. Shaq, what you think about the Lakers?
They're going to work in the paint. They're doing a great job. A good portion of their offense was generated inside. Really outperformed their opponent in that aspect. I expect the defense to pack it in a little more in the second half and try to force those guys to stay outside.
Kenny, how do you think the Nets were playing?
Well, it's never fun. When you're playing against a team that's on fire. This team was on fire. They showed effort on defense, but it didn't matter. They couldn't get the stops. I don't think the opponent could sustain this kind of shooting.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. Well, you look at Kyrie Irving in this game. He's been everywhere.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating room to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Well, Grant, your dad played pro football. You think that players who grew up around pro sports have an advantage?
Yes, B.A. Obviously, being around a professional athlete, understanding the dedication, the sacrifice, the work that goes into it, really, I think, helped me at an early age as I was developing in a different sport.
On the floor for the Nets, Durant and Griffin, the combo out front. James Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. And it's Harris in at the three. Now here's Harden. to the paint. It's tipped. Monk with a steal. Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Thanks, Brian. Well, you want to talk about a super team. Last season, the Brooklyn Nets became the only team in NBA history to boast 6 players who'd made it all NBA over their career. Guys, the roster has changed just a bit, but make no mistake, this team remains loaded in a way we don't see too often.
No question, Allie. Good stuff there. Thanks. Brooklyn trailing.
B.A. and Anthony Davis, you got a big man who can give you 28 a game and contend for Defensive Player of the Year. Enough said.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
They've been unable to hit anything this half. 3 attempts and 3 misses.
Griffin's shot is off, and Davis standing 6'10" with a 7'6" wingspan. His sphere of influence, let's call it, is gigantic.
B.A., I love that phrase, sphere of influence, and that's exactly what A.D. has. Multiple first-time all-defense selections, and rightfully so. This guy gets it done at both ends. Offensively, the struggles continue. 0 for 5 to start the half.
Here's Harris. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It's going to be on Anthony Davis.
You know, Harris is such an aggressive hunter of his shots. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and sometimes they get over-aggressive with him.
And the Lakers going with a whole new group out there.
You know, last year when Irving announced that James Harden was now the team's point guard, that raised some eyebrows. But as usual, there was a method to Irving's madness.
Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over. Clark, when you talk in depth with Irving, most of his opinions are well thought out.
I agree with you. I mean, he's a bit misunderstood, but he's very thorough and thoughtful and has some interesting things to say. I mean, when he plays the point guard, he says he sees everything that's going on, and I wouldn't argue with him because he's got great vision. When he plays the 2, he knows what he's looking for, and that's to put that ball in the bucket, and he does it as well as anybody in the league.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Aldridge is checked in for Kevin Durant. Now here's Mills for the lead, and he sinks the layup. Mills has got 5 points.
They're really working the paint now.
Out of bounds, it'll be the Nets ball.
Brooklyn ball.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results.
And here's Jordan.
If you're looking for ways to help your team, that's last on the list.
Hey, that's crazy there. I mean, insanity. At least wait until you get across half court. My goodness.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Knocks down the long J.
You know, Mills has been a guy who's been very streaky as a perimeter shooter, but he's been good behind the arc his entire career.
Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over.
Things just aren't going their way. He clearly wants to talk it over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
And here are the Nets now. It's been 16 straight unanswered. Outside, Brown. Here he goes. And Brown with the stuff.
Love the energy here in the third. Trying to take control now of this contest.
And I really think this is the time to do it because this is a real important juncture in the ballgame right here.
And the whistle blows on a backcourt violation. But over and back. Nunn's checked in for the Lakers. And the Nets also making a change. Claxton's checked in. Here's Millsap. And a slam dunk by Millsap.
Yeah, you know, Mills is one of those energizing players who does a little bit of everything, including finding his open teammates.
Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball.
Nets ball.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Into the lane, and the shot goes. Mills has got 7 points here in the quarter.
Defensively, they've got to get more bodies in the paint. That's 3 straight field goals from below the free throw line.
Out of bounds. It'll be Brooklyn's ball. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter. Pass to Brown. Rebound, the Lakers.
He's been just a little off the mark tonight. Really the story of the game so far.
Here's Millsap. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass. Millsap's got 6.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Time called here. Los Angeles decides to talk it over.
And something fans don't always get to see. Some of the closely guarded secrets that happen in that huddle.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
Now here's Harris. They lead by their biggest margin of the game. It's at 15 points. Tipped away. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Davis. So the Nets making a switch here. Durant's checked in.
Kevin Durant.
Brooklyn has gone 2 of 3 from outside so far in the third quarter. Pass to Claxton. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
And they'll get another chance.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used his contributions.
And it's good for 2. Irving's got 4 points this quarter.
He's getting it done offensively, making winning plays at every turn.
And the ball out of play. The Nets will have it.
Brooklyn ball.
And the Lakers making a change here.
For your Lakers, Dwight Howard, Malik Monk.
And for the Nets, their shooting continues to impress. 65% from the field. Outside Durant. Harden can't hit.
Well, you know he wants that one back. I mean, more often than not, he'll sink that mid-range jumper.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Nets up 19. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. And now we take a listen in to a recent huddle from Frank Vogel.
Look, they can't guard great passing. They're passing the ball great to start. We got to do that for 4 quarters.
Reaching that ball movement, Frank Vogel, he certainly likes what he's seen so far.
Yeah, and I'd say moving the ball with a purpose. Working the offense, trying to find good shots.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. The big 3 for this team all out there. Westbrook the point, LeBron and AD sliding in at the forward spots. Dwight Howard out there with Malik Monk. That's the Laker 5.
There's no stopping that. AD is too long and strong to bother that alley-oop.
Here's Durant. Hey, shooting the ball well. He's 5 for 9 in the game.
He's flipped the script here in this half, shooting a much higher percentage from the field.
So it's the Lakers now. James outside. That one off the back iron and out.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Irving, that's good.
And looking to shoot as many threes as possible. This kind of confidence, impressive to see.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Now, here's Howard. Oh, nice finish from the low block. That one's good.
Really good court awareness that time from Anthony Davis, seeing the floor and making the right decision.
Nice shot by Harden.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
And the basket by Monk.
Boy, we know what a skilled passer Westbrook is, but you still got to appreciate that dime there. Very impressive.
Out to the wing. Irving for three. Offensive board. Pass to Claxton. Here's Griffin. Harden, deep three-point land. The long-distance three is buried.
A threat to shoot whenever he catches it. Harden wasting no time.
To the inside. Monk. The shot's good on the assist by James. James has got 6 assists now in the game. The baseline J misses off the right iron. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth. Ooh, had a nice open look right there.
Never a bad idea to set up LeBron. I mean, running offense for the King normally works out pretty good for you.
Durant with the bucket.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth now. And it's Kevin Durant with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Well, the NBA has said we're in a transformational period. We have to earn viewers. Clark, moves like the play-in tournament, looking to attract those viewers.
Well, you know what, B? I like the initiative the NBA has taken there. Clearly, you have to continue to create and innovate and adapt as a league. I think it's smart to try new things, and I think the play-in tournament added a level of excitement, not just with its newness, but with the competitive nature of those play-in games. So I think it's something that may find its way as part of the regular calendar going forward.
Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Nets.
When they've had a chance to attack the basket at any point in this game, they've taken it.
They've also been pounding it inside tonight and coming away with a lot of points in the paint. I call those PIPs.
Aldridge misses. The Lakers have gotten 6 of 8 shots to fall during this fourth. The 3 is up. Rondo gets the bucket.
You know, when Rondo is at his most effective, he's setting up people, but he's also getting some points for himself on the perimeter. Then the passing lanes really open up for him, and he can give you real headaches when that happens.
With 2 hands on the rock, he powers it through.
Totally in control, protecting the ball the whole way.
And he should be. I mean, remove all doubt. Get it down hard and simple.
Time called here. The Nets decide to talk it over now. They're up by 20. 1:29 left in the fourth quarter.
Brooklyn timeout call. Who wants a t-shirt? Make some noise.
All right, we present our New Balance player of the game, Kyrie Irving.
With the way he shot the ball, he had to be the choice. His percentage was fantastic, and he's just done a great job of finding space and taking advantage of every inch the defense gives him.
You know, some guys aren't the same player on the road. Not this guy. He loves sticking it to an opposing crowd, and it only adds fuel to his fire. First one falls for him.
You know, you talk about best-kept secrets. Talen Horton-Tucker was the youngest player in the 2019 draft and was taken 46th. Looks like he's a steal.
And they were really able to find the mismatches they wanted and exploit those all night. Great execution from the players and coaching staff for the Nets.
Well, Grant, I don't know if there was one deciding factor in this game, but I'd say shooting accuracy if I had to choose.
Agreed, B.A. They really went after quality looks and shot the ball with confidence.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
Well, this 4-game season series promises to be an exciting one. And tonight, they grabbed the early lead, going up 1-0 against Los Angeles.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Kyrie Irving.
He really influenced the game with his rebounding. Just a stellar performance. With all the work he put in, he's going to sleep well tonight.
And the Lakers with possession here, following the bucket by the Nets. Here's Horton-Tucker. And that one drops for him.
Unfortunately for them, they're still going to come up short. You wish they'd shown this kind of fight earlier.
Yeah, you know, I agree with you. They waited too long to finally ramp themselves up.
Now Los Angeles with it. There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Plenty of daylight on that shot.
You know, Rondo's highest priority is to get his teammates open shots every trip. I mean, that's what makes him go and endears him to his teammates.
Pass to Horton Tucker. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Cashing in on the interior, making it look all too easy.
Durant with the bucket.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Boy, a fantastic performance. And I tell you something, I mean, you get roadkill, that's always a challenge in the NBA, no matter what, and they got it done.
So we see the Nets taking the W here. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Kevin, that was a gritty road win. How do you evaluate your performance?
It's a tough place to play. You know, you hear the crowd. It was loud as soon as we stepped on the floor. So, you know, we just tried to play our brand of basketball and just keep growing.
The crowd had nothing on you, though. Congrats on the win.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. We'll see you later.